Question from YouTube, bit of a long one, so bear with me. Todd, tell us a quick way to reframe an interaction where you've been mandated by circumstance to chase the girl and be in a position of seeking rapport. For example, having just followed a girl through a certain distance or having her introduce you through someone at your request. How do you regain the power you just gave away by making the effort to talk to the girl? All right, so this is really an interesting question because there are times when you have to do this. And to be fair, anytime you're doing cold approach, you did open, right? And so there is that slight potential lack of power or the fact that you've been less than socially perfect because you had to open. Now, it's a good trade-off because without opening, you would never have talked to her in the first place, so you obviously have to do it. But yeah, you are coming from a position where you did initiate the initial contact. So the first thing I will say is don't try and hide that fact, right? That's the weirdest thing you can do. That's the best way to make it truly weird and make it truly low value is to hide it, right? So like imagine a scenario, you see a girl maybe at a club, she's with her friend, she's in the back of a group and you wave to her, excuse me, I need to talk to you. So really interesting weather we're having here today. Doesn't make sense. You clearly made an effort to talk to her. You clearly came for a reason, so you better get to the point. Anything other than at least explaining that there's a point seems very disingenuous, seems fake. It seems like you're hiding or you're insecure about whatever the point was. So in these situations where it's very clear you made an effort to talk to them, you may as well just own that effort. You may as well just own, hey, yeah, I wanted to talk to you, or hey, I thought you were interesting, or something like that. Just be somewhat direct. However, good direct game is not purely direct. Good direct game is not, hey, I thought you were cute, so I'll do anything and everything for you and follow you to the ends of the earth. It's not like that, okay? Good direct game has some push-pull to it. Good direct game has some like, I was curious about you, but I wanted to find out more. Or, hey, I like you so far, but you're a stranger and I have high standards, right? So you really want to emphasize that part. And so what I would do is be very upfront about the fact, hey, I thought you were interesting. Hey, I wanted this introduction. Hey, I wanted to talk to you, etc. But then also be very upfront about the fact that you have standards. Be very upfront about the fact that you are a stranger and you don't know that sort of thing. It's almost like if you were hiring for a company and you reached out to like this candidate that had a great resume. You say, hey, I'm really glad you came in for a resume. I came in for an interview. Your resume looks amazing. I couldn't wait to talk to you. And then you say, however, there are a few things that I'm concerned about to see if this position is right for you. Right? All of a sudden, you're back in that position of power, right? So yes, you're interested in them. Yes, you made the effort to see them, but you don't have to sell yourself to them. They can sell themselves to you just as much, right? Or similarly, if you were to go buy like a tangible item, right? So if you go buy a TV or a car or something like that, you walk in and you were interested in the car. You wouldn't have come to the car lot unless you were a buyer of a car. You wouldn't have picked that car to look at unless you're interested in that particular car. But that said, you don't have to sell yourself to the salesman. You have to be like, okay, I'd provide a good home for this car. I'll fill it with only premium, etc. No, you're like, okay, look, I like this car. So far, like this is the car I'm into, but tell me more about it. Does it have this, and this feature, right? So that's the frame. It's this frame that I like you, but. And to be fair, that's the frame you have in all of game, right? At some point in game, you do have to admit you like the girl. It's very hard to game a girl without admitting you do. And in fact, in old school game, this is a problem. As an old school game, it was like, yeah, you and I are gonna get along. Hey, hands off the merchandise. How do you roll with this girl? And so like, get away. And then all of a sudden you wanna get intimate and escalate, and it's very incongruent. It's like, you just told me to get away 3 times and now you're trying to get physical with me? What the fuck, right? You wanna indicate, you know what? Oh, maybe you're not so bad. Indicate, oh, I like this about you, but I don't like this. So at least there's the possibility it's going somewhere. At least there's a little bit of interest, right? So no interest is a problem as well. So what you wanna do, be upfront about it, be cool with it. Accept, this is the situation you're in, you have to just deal with it. Don't try and fake around it, don't try and bullshit around it, because that just looks really, really bad. But that said, the fact that you're interested doesn't mean you're sold, okay? Interested but not sold, that's the frame you wanna have in game.